Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Hey everybody, it's Liam and Big Al, and this is the Bad Cast.
Oh shit! It's the Bad Cast.
Ah, mate.
Back again.
Isn't it? It's just like we're two little kids and we've been left
I
home
know.
all alone. And it's just like, whoa, what can we get up to?
Who knows what we're going to break? Who knows?
We recorded at your house last week and I fucking broke a chair. So,
Well, it happens.
you know, like,
I do. Some of the funniest moments were actually, you used to break a couple of chairs at Fresh, didn't you? Because I had that lawn outdoor shit.
yeah, the fake lawn
chair,
synthetic.
but also those like outdoor chairs, those plastic molded style.
I have
lawn
to
chairs.
say, outdoor setting plastic molded chairs and big people, they are just, they are not suited to each other.
Man,
They are just not suited to each other. Like the amount of times I've gone, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to buy like seriously, I reckon I went to Bunnings 3 times one weekend just to.
there's something super funny about people falling out of chairs, though.
Oh,
Like, 'cause
it is.
they've got it's this kind of thing where they've just kind of put their trust in something, and it's just fucking shat on them. You know what I mean? One of the funniest times I remember seeing was when I was just out of university. I was doing an internship doing video editing, right? And so I'm sitting here there in front of a computer, and it's a pretty boring day. You're just sitting there cutting, and the boss actually, he was sharing an office with me, right? And instead of being in chairs, we were trendy, and we were sitting on those fucking exercise balls.
Oh no!
Now, it was the middle of winter, right? And this dude had the heater on, and his ball just touched the heater for too long, and I just happened to turn around at the time, and this thing fucking exploded while this guy was sitting on it, and he just fucking went its hit. And I was trying to impress the boss, but I was struggling to breathe because I was fighting the laughter so hard.
Oh
This
my
fucking
God.
guy had just fucked it up. And then the even worse bit about it, there weren't any other chairs in the building for that day. So he kind of was just pretending like he didn't care, but he was kind of stand typing. You know.
It's just, no, it's good for my back.
It's what I
are you
want to
laughing
do,
at?
all right? Whatever.
They're supposed to be good for your posture, aren't they? Sitting on those.
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
things?
You
But
keep
it's
your back
just,
straight, apparently.
I reckon if I'd sat on one, it would just automatically explode.
Right, yeah.
Was he then just sitting on the heater afterwards?
We were just kind of standing around, and then the next day he had a chair in there. You know, fuck these balls. It was the funniest thing because I saw it in slow motion as he came down. He had like long hair as well, so it was kind of like as he was falling, it was flowing, you know. And he just, you know, you trusted that chair, and it fucked you over.
For me, as soon as you get into a chair, the worst part is what I've learned is you have to work out what's it sitting on. Like, so floorboards, tiles.
Yeah.
Nah, that is just going to spread its legs like a dirty whore, and you are fucked. Nothing worse than that moment where you come along and you let the chair have your full body weight, and you go, "Nah, I'm fucked."
Yeah.
It is one of the worst moments I reckon I've ever had. Was, you know, the old deck chairs where it was fabric, and they kind of it was the old fold out,
fold out, yeah.
chairs, right? Now I set
Still a great design.
brilliant design,
Yeah.
but this one had obviously, I'm going to put it down to weather damage.
Sure.
It was frayed a bit, I
Yep.
do believe. So what I've done is I've sat on the fucker and my ass has gone right through. So I've folded up like a fat pretzel, right?
So you were in the chair
In
now.
the chair now, right? The problem is, right, every time they couldn't get me out because the fucking spring had stayed in there and it was jabbing me in the back, right in the fucking coccyx.
Oh,
it was
my
just
God.
sitting there. So every time someone tried to drag me out, there's a, it's just like just this spring that was left there, just scraping, or like, and you know that point where you just go, just suck it up. Otherwise, someone's going to have to call the fire brigade, and they're going to have to get a fucking angle grinder out on your fat ass.
You know, and chairs, they can fuck you over in other ways as well. Like this one time, I was a Mr. Trendy man riding around in my kind of vintage-looking bicycle, right? And it had this big old leather saddle, they call them, and
Did
a
they
big
have springs on the back?
Yeah, big
yeah,
comfy
right.
thing, right?
Yep.
But it was a hot day, and I was at a kind of a work event, and I'm riding this bike to be Mr. Cool Dude. As I said, hot and sweaty, riding there. And I'm just wearing shorts, right? And, went into the partying on being a cool dude.
Yeah.
And then somebody made mention of the fact that basically I'm just kind of got the leather color in all my crotch from basically the whole crotch area, because it was a big, nice saddle, was just basically brown. And I had no fucking idea. And this lady goes, "Oh, I just can't. I have to tell you." She told me. And then I went home.
People just go, I think he shat himself.
It was really bad. It was like, it didn't look like shit, to be fair.
Yeah.
But it was like someone had put brown boot polish on the inside of your pants. And
You don't think your dad's just fucked you over by
and I
putting-
said, "Everybody, it's my bike seat." And they're like, "Sure, Liam.
Yeah.
You better go home. You best be going home."
Oh, that is the worst.
Yeah.
That is the
It is
worst.
bad. Hey, have you been listening to any good podcasts lately?
Well, I'm a massive fan of Tony Martin. And,
Okay.
and Ed Cavali's got a podcast. It's
Yep.
going out. I've only just found it. Called Team, which is Tony Martin, Ed Cavalier, Ash Williams, and Mr. Moon, Lawrence Mooney.
Oh, yes. He was he was in a little bit of strife a couple of years ago in Adelaide
he was.
for saying some things, but then he wouldn't. The following year, I think we tried to get him on the we tried to get him on the Badcast, but he would have none of it.
Probably because you mentioned my name, to be honest.
Maybe it's quite possible.
No, he's an awesome man, a very funny man. But we should get him. Tony Martin.
I wonder if he's now that he's on a podcast of his own, maybe he'll be more inclined to check that out.
Totally right.
Yeah, there's been heaps of good. I'm just going to go through my podcast list right now. Everybody, this is the recommended listening section of the Badcast of what you should be listening to in the podcast world.
Just stop right now. Stop this episode, and just these are ones that you should be listening to.
Turn this episode off. No, don't do that.
We don't want to come along and tell you how not to ruin your life, but
Well, of course, I'm only going to plug podcasts outside of our.
Adelaide.
Yes, that way there's no nepotism. Everybody.
Yeah, right. What does that mean?
Ear Hustle's good. Have you heard
Hustles.
that one?
No.
Ear Hustle. So basically, they've got this. It's literally. It's a bit like. Remember the Prison Request show in Adelaide?
Oh,
here?
yeah,
So
yeah,
for anybody
yeah.
who doesn't know, it was the best concept for a radio show you could possibly ever think of. Basically, the deal was. It was a request show to play tunes for people who were in prison.
Yes.
So people would call in from prison. They were allowed to. Obviously, I guess they were kind of, they'd been given permission for good behaviour or whatever. They were allowed to call this kind of hotline, and they would record the calls, and they'd put out the big shout out. Shouts out to Shazza. I'll be out in 6 months, type of fucking thing. And then, can you play some fucking some Meatloaf or whatever it was, right? Which is a fucking awesome idea, right?
Yeah, it sounds great, doesn't it?
It sounds great in theory, but the thing was, then the criminals sometimes caught wind of this, and they started putting out codes and shit over the fucking airwaves. So they were putting out secret codes, I'll see you at number 11. Hello, Lane. Hey, can you play me a track by Barnsey or that kind of shit? It was they were sending out codes.
Yeah. Massive shout out there to the tennis ball with a Kinder Surprise in it. That
Yeah.
will be in the yard
That'll
tomorrow
be
at 11.
Yeah, I wonder if there were many hits put onto people.
Oh, I
with
can
that one.
imagine. Oh, yeah.
Maybe. Anyway, so Ear Hustle It's a podcast. That was a radio show that was now, it was banned.
It's
been
banned now, isn't it? Yeah.
Because, as I said, bad things were happening. But Ear Hustle, these dudes, they're in prison, they've got permission, etc. But they just do like a podcast about different stuff in prison. So like, what have we got here?
Yeah,
like,
right.
Catch a Kite's the most recent one. A kite is the common term in prison for a written note. You know how they like slide stuff out, so that's that kind of shit, right? So that's pretty cool. That's a cool podcast.
So that actually happens, that kind of stuff in prison. I've never been to prison.
Oh, well, yeah, they pass messages and stuff, different types of things.
Yeah.
This is obviously a US one, so I don't know if the terminology changes wherever you are, but yeah, what else have we got here?
I was about to say, if you've been in probably not, but if you've been in prison, let us know. Whatever you do, don't listen to previous podcasts where I've got my number. But just give us a message on our Facebook page.
What else have we got here? I'm going to skip over all the political ones because we don't do politics on the Badcast.
No, we don't do there's lots of political shit going on.
There is lots.
Though.
We'll skip all them. Meat Eater Podcast. Now, that's a fucking cool podcast.
Yeah, is that for vegans?
That is definitely not for vegans. All right, we'll move on. It's getting political. Simply Don the Podcast. It's a fucking staple for comedy fans. Get on that one. Simply Don the Podcast. It's one of those ones you just need to listen to a lot of it to get into it, but it's great stuff. Bill Burr.
Oh, yeah, I know Bill Burr. Oh,
That's
not
a good
personally,
one.
but yeah, just like, we just went and got fish and chips last week.
Yeah. Distorted View Daily. That guy's crazy. If you want really smutty stuff. Do you ever listen to Rogan?
No, I listened in for a couple of bits, but it's yeah.
I actually started on him, and just then I couldn't do it. I'm not into it. And then I think I saw a couple of guests on that.
Steve-O, that was a good one.
Yeah. So I saw a couple of guests that were interesting, and I listened, and then I got into it a bit. So I don't listen to all of them. I don't listen to like a lot of the really sporty ones. They get a bit boring, but I listen to a lot of them. They're starting to get pretty good these days. Dan Carlin's Hardcore History. That's always a good one, man. Like, fuck. That guy's really engaging, the way he kind of talks about his history stuff. Check that one out. Dan Carlin's Hardcore History. The most recent one
So how hardcore is it? It's like,
well, it's just really...
fucked a pigeon.
He definitely kind of goes into some serious detail about shit that goes down, but it's really well researched. And this guy only releases an episode probably once every maybe 3, 4, 5 months.
Oh, really?
But there's 6-hour episodes, so he really goes into some detail,
Christ.
and it's really engaging. But obviously you listen to them bit by bit. Well, I do because I don't have 6 hours. I can just sit around listening to podcasts. Although that would be nice.
I could probably listen to it twice.
Living the dream, brother. What have we got here?
That's probably a trip to Whyalla almost in Adelaide.
It is.
Probably Melbourne to Adelaide trip. I reckon you listen to that the whole way through.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a long one. Hey, here's a shout out to an Aussie one, the Sweetest Plum Podcast. Have you heard that one before?
No, I haven't.
There's a couple of dudes from Melbourne. I think they're comedians, and they're pretty good. They're funny. Been listening to a few of those eps, and so there you go. There's the Badcast. Wrap it up, Big Al.
Yeah, well, the Dum Dum Club, and also that's a couple of comedians from Melbourne as well. So
Very good.
Yeah, fair. But I have to say, one of my favourite ones is the Badcast.
Oh, for fucking hell.
I have to say, we are still getting quite a few people in for this the City to Farm.
Oh, yeah, right.
Received a few more messages. You know that awkward moment where now people are interested. It's going to have to happen.
It has to happen.
It has
otherwise,
to happen, doesn't it?
Yeah. And if there's only like a few people who turn up...
I've got a chance of winning.
No, actually, I think a small crew would be better. We don't want to get noticed.
Yeah,
because
you're right.
First of all, we need to work out how we're going to have the checkpoints.
Well, what I was thinking, I know a mate in the council, and I reckon we can just get him to pretend to block off streets for
us. Make that happen.
We've got a bit of high vis.
Yep.
And, I'm sure we could snaffle a bit of a stop sign or a go slow sign somewhere.
Very good.
I reckon we could do that.
The drunker we get, the more chance there is of us stealing signs.
But that's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking if we can do it, say 6 of us, I reckon that's
That's a good number. You reckon?
That'd be a good number. So far we've got us and 4 others, and maybe Ando might be.
Book your tickets, everybody.
Interested in?
Get on board while you can. How do you do that, by the way, Biggie?
Well, yeah, you just. We'll do an Eventbrite or something. I don't know. Will it cost them to come in? Maybe.
I don't know. How the fuck do we do it? Do we just put the booze on, or do we fucking make people pay?
$20?
Yeah. Well, how many beers does that get you?
Oh, I don't know.
I guess if we're putting in for cards, then we just really need to buy.
What about if we get a sponsor? If you're a beer.
if you're into sponsoring an illegal event, contact us. You know what I mean? That's basically what we're saying to the
Yeah,
world.
yeah. What we were saying is like, like if you run a bit of a dodgy business,
Yeah.
help out another dodgy business by supporting us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's
For sure.
But could I maybe come along? I know it's a bit dodgy, but just because when they do the City to Bay and the City to Surface for charity,
Yeah.
well, we almost run like a not-for-profit.
We certainly, in fact, we are. We're a reverse profit.
Yeah. So I can come along and just go, hey, look, if you want Big Al, support Big Al by him running the farm to the city.
Yeah.
But, just go, and what charities are for? It's like, just the Baghouse. And we, what's that? Oh, just we put...
Doesn't sound very good.
No, we put casts on people that can't afford it. Oh, really? Like if they got broken? No, they don't have to have a broken leg. Sometimes people just want a cast on.
That's right.
And that's what we do. Gotta go. $50, thank you.
$50, thank you. Tax deductible. Not in Australia.
Yeah, we'll just write out a dodgy receipt or something.
Yeah.
I reckon we'll be totally fine.
Indeed.
I think we got this. And, I'm sure my wife and a few others will be able to have little checkpoints along the way.
Oh, here we go. So, yeah. And so is it going to be... So are we just going to have... is everyone going to have to drink the same? So are we going to have checkpoints of different drinks? Or are you going to choose your drink?
Yeah, you're right. I reckon we're going to have a choice of... I reckon
Gets difficult, Biggie.
We're just going to have to go the one, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll either be and maybe people can choose this.
What about red tins?
Just to make it dodgy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red tins?
Let's do it. Let's just red tin it up.
All right.
Let's red tin it up. That would be fantastic. And
Yep.
the thing is, it'd be along Northeast Road, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I've pinpointed a few toilet stops near the Windsor Hotel. There's
There's
an
a
on the
gutter.
run.
There's a tree.
Yeah.
There's some lady's house.
There's a
Front yard.
McDonald's. There's the ABC. No one's in there.
Yeah.
We could definitely make that a quick pit stop.
Yep.
So there's a few ways, and if we end up in the Elephant, I reckon it'll be and we could just piss on afterwards. What do you reckon?
Sounds magical, my brother.
We're making a
Sounds
bit of a
absolutely
Saturday,
magical.
so we can have a good time, and maybe we can get some sponsors like Vaseline for the chafing that's about to happen. I chafed so much one summer. Someone thought I had tinea, right?
Now, you were quite a walker at one stage.
I
there.
was, mate. I'm getting back into it. I
you?
am getting back into it. So,
Okay.
I want to lose around about 10, 15 kilos and
Okay.
50% of my jokes by the end of Christmas.
Do you get funnier or the more you weigh?
Yeah, I don't know. You definitely have more energy when you've lost a bit of weight.
Okay, so that you
Yeah.
can get funnier because of the... Okay, I see
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yep.
But, there's that point where I think you can still do fat jokes even if you've just got a podge,
I hear.
I think you can do that, can't you?
Really? Well, I don't know.
Well, northern suburbs people do northern suburb jokes even though they've moved to Noarlunga.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you know,
no,
so
you don't.
I think it'd be fine if I slim down. It would be just the name. I would just be like a medium-sized owl. I think that's the nickname I'm going to have to go for the stage
Yeah,
name.
bloody
Reckon
oath.
that'd be all right.
Hey, you know what else I was thinking, right? Well, now that we've, it's back to Liam and Big Al. Now, this is nothing new, ladies and gentlemen, by the way. We did a radio show for many years together. But I'm thinking, it's time to freshen the format up a bit.
Let's do
Maybe
it.
people can, call in. Don't actually call us. Fuck. But maybe people can let us know what they think we should do on the show. Do we need
Yeah.
another person on the show? Do we stick with the two and get guests on?
Yeah.
Do we just fucking stop it now and put everyone out of their misery? I mean, tell us.
You know what I'd love to do, which I think we've talked about. I'd love to have just a local band, willing to, give us their music to play at the end of the show.
Musos. Yeah, all right, cool. All right, musos out there, talk to us. Maybe we can work something out. You guys get a bit of a plug with our huge international audience.
Hundreds and hundreds of listeners a year.
Yep.
will be banging on your door.
Yes.
But how cool would that be? Just to promote, because we're just local lads. It'd be great to promote some
For sure.
some music. I reckon it's just a good way to end, on a good note.
I really like it.
I know a lot of people are going to download our episodes and skip straight to the end.
Yes. And rightly so. Rightly so.
It's like, wow. Just imagine that. You go, hey, look, there's free music on the internet. Where's that? You have to download this shitty thing, but go straight to the end
Just skip. You can do 15-second skips.
and just go right down to the end. Bang. And in that 15 minutes, there's like 16 beeps.
Mm.
Boop, 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 It's like, just sounds like me reversing, but it's just all the swear words you've had just up to that point.
Exactly.
Amazing.
That's what we need from you guys, to come to us and say, hey, just talk to us about the show. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Give us some of your music, for God's sake. Tell us what podcast platforms you're listening to us on. Like, are you on, Podcast Addict or Stitcher or iTunes? Where are you guys listening from? Just get in touch. Talk to us.
That's right.
We'll give you free shout-outs. Nobody will hear them.
If you've got a footy club
we'll
or
do them.
you've got a Bucks night coming up, hey, look, we will come.
Oh, fuck yeah.
We'll go to the opening of a fucking envelope. We will.
Oh, shit, yeah. Oh, shit, yeah.
We'll rock up.
Yeah.
Do you still know how to DJ?
Oh, I can play some music here and there. Yeah,
Liam's
for sure.
awesome at playing press play on his
Yeah.
Apple iPod.
Yeah,
and
fucking oath.
I can do a bit of comedy.
Yeah.
It's not funny, but look, I'll give it a fucking crack.
There you go.
And hey, look, it's not the first. Did I ever tell you that time I got kicked out of some dude's house? Like,
I don't know. I mean, I've seen it happen. I've heard about it happening. So probably times it's happened when you haven't told me as well. So,
Well, I did this gig, right? It was a private gig. And this guy had booked us for his kids, I think 18th or 16th. I think it was the 18th, right? So I get there and so the dad's like, it's a surprise for her. And I'm looking around, I'm just going, I don't think she wants this. Because I've seen that look on girls' faces before. Right, Yeah. So I'm just like, I don't think she's up. Mate, it might be best if you say, hey, look, you've got some comedians here. Because, look, I'm looking around at her friends. I think they just want to get fucking pissed, right? She goes, no, it's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic, right? And so he's done his speech, right? And he's just invited me up, right? But hasn't got her to do an 18th speech.
oh my God! And in an 18-year-old girl's birthday, her 18th birthday, is
So I'm getting up there just going, hey, just doing my shtick. And a minute in, right, she just comes to the front and just goes, you've just ruined my fucking birthday. I was like, what the fuck's just...
and she was looking at you or the dad.
just looking at me. Like,
Oh, my God.
like I'd stepped in when
And ruined
she
it.
was supposed to come up and do a bit of a speech.
She
Like,
probably didn't even realize you were hired. You were just some crazy guy saying
Yeah.
bad things.
Like, it was just... So she's fucked off. Half the people are just... So I've had to finish off. And so the dad's in the background just going, keep going, mate. Just keep going. So I'm like, oh, fuck. Like the crowd... Everyone's just hating me. By this stage, they've just... Because they think I've just fucking ruined her moment.
Yeah.
And just fucked it over for
Yeah,
her,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
When he handed me the mic, I didn't even know what the fuck was going on. So I did another 10 minutes of just fucking diabolical death. I just had one drunk uncle at the back going, and I don't know if he was laughing at my jokes or laughing of how much fucking shit I was in.
Yeah.
Right? So I stopped, right? And you're in shit like when the grandpa comes on and you just go, you just fucked it for everyone. What happened? I don't even know what happened. And everyone just going, man, you are a fucking deadbeat. And it's like,
No,
what's
they were that harsh.
happened? They were just, so my mate, he goes, well, fuck, I'm not going on now.
Well, seeing you go down, bro.
Yeah. So now the guy refuses to pay us.
Oh my God.
So we're like, oh, fucking hell. So it was like, hey, dude, you still have to pay us, right? And then, so he finally, like, and his brother is going bunter, like, inside, like, his brother's...
The uncle of the girl.
the uncle
right?
of the girl was like, I'm going to fucking kill him. I'm going to fucking... He's so...
Jesus Christ.
So this dude has gone mental, right? This dude is pretty much throwing our money at you. He goes, get out. Just get out. Go, right? So we've left, right? And people are holding back this uncle. You fucker! You little fucker!
Is he scary looking?
Oh, no, you'd probably take him, right? But I'm more of, just a briskly walker than a fighter, right? And, and when you still just can't help yourself, like, so I'm just going, and the guy goes, look, I'm sorry about him, just go. I said, no, that's okay, we've all got a fucking dirty uncle, right? Which he's just there. So I've got him in my car and he's chasing my car down the fucking road.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So So if you want us at gigs like that, give us.
That's right.
Yeah, so, sometimes, the backyard parties are just, they're a bit, some of those gigs.
They are tough.
Yeah.
They are tough.
I did one at Birkenhead, which was, I think I may have mentioned, but this dude, he was fucking awesome. Like, the strippers had actually already been, or the topless waitress had been, and he was, and I was running a bit late, and he was devoed. Because I've come out and he goes, mate, you've just missed all the fucking titties. He was demoed for me. He's going, man, you fucking missed the titties, man. You fucking missed the titties. I was like, that's okay. I'll just go home and look in the mirror.
Yeah.
But, I'm all cool. I'll just go home and fondle myself.
Yep.
We're all good here, mate. Yeah. So, backyard kind of stuff, backs nights. Mate,
Tough times. Yeah, no, I've definitely DJ'd and MC'd my fair share of backyard shindigs.
Oh, yeah.
And, they can be bad, but they can be good.
Oh, yeah.
They're definitely the ones that especially the small, I love the ones where they've overestimated how popular they are. And they've gone ahead and they've fucking put on heaps of booze.
Yep.
And they've put on a nice spread of food, got themselves a DJ, all that kind of shit.
Is the esky just one of those half clams that used to have sand in it from the kids? And
A
now
lot
it's
of the time, yes, that is. Yes, it is.
just booze.
And they just, a lot of the time they'll just be like, yeah, man, well, if nobody else is going to get crazy, it may as well be you. And I like to be that guy. I have said some bad things as an MC at weddings and things after a few too many. People get super outraged at those kind of events. Like if the smallest thing doesn't go fucking right, even if it's not your fault, they need to fucking blame someone. And then I was a wedding DJ and MC for years, right? Fuck me, man. Like the smallest thing can go wrong and it's all over!
It's all your fault!
And they're screaming, and yeah.
Calm down, lady. Someone's just taking a shit in the esky.
Yeah,
Okay?
look.
Right. It could be a
It won't be the
Chiquito.
last time it happens tonight even. So just deal with it.
I'm just about to back one out now. Like it's... But, that's why people are, so what did you, why have you done your own podcast? It's like, well, it comes to a point where Liam and I can't get employment anymore.
Anywhere.
No one would take us.
No.
And so you have to create your own medium.
That's right.
And this is exactly what we're doing here.
And here we are.
It's
Here we are. We thought when we started we'd be going upwards in, direction.
No.
That never happened. In fact, we are worse off now than from the very beginning.
Well, what goes up must come down eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just hope that's not in a courtroom.
No. God willing. Well, this has been a Badcast, everybody.
It has
and
been.
It's been fucking fun once again. As I said, we really do want to hear from you guys. So get in touch. Tell us. Talk to us. We'll talk to you.
Yeah.
Fuck, we've got nothing else to do.
You've got my number.
Yeah, that's right. Do you want to give that out one more time? Or
It's 0404040179. If you're going to
it's a real number.
Yeah.
And it's, what is it, +61, drop the 0 if you're calling from outside of Australia.
There we go. And if I can't answer it, just leave a message and, I'll get back to you.
Cool.
If you want to leave some weird shit, that's cool.
Cool. If you want to hear lots more content and follow us, give the Badcast page a like. Give the Ozcast network page a like. We're on Twitter. It's _Badcast.
Yes.
We're on Instagram. We're all over the place. Give us a like. Follow what we're doing because, I guess we do some things here and there. And we're going to be doing this walk thing soon, so we'll see how that goes.
Looking forward to it. Like, once again, if you want to sponsor it.
Get behind illegal activity, everybody. Catch you next time, guys.
Help us buy more beers and sponsor us. Hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, or badcast.com.au. The Badcast is part of the Ozcast Podcast Network.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to OzcastNetwork.com for details.